In a recent interview with Scott Itter from Dr. Music, Tracii Guns, guitarist of LA Guns and former member of Guns N' Roses, shared his thoughts on the possibility of joining the Axl Rose-led band for a tour. He said that he would consider it but noted the potential awkwardness that could arise. Guns explained that reuniting with Slash on stage could feel like a high school reunion, with old creative tensions resurfacing. He imagined a scenario where they might argue about who plays which parts, which could lead to a somewhat uncomfortable dynamic. However, Tracii said he wouldn't entirely rule out the idea, especially if it were part of a Guns N' Roses farewell tour. Still, he mentioned that he'd rather have LA Guns open for them and possibly join Guns N' Roses on stage for a song. He also acknowledged that while his name is tied to Guns N' Roses, many fans don't necessarily associate him with the band in a performing capacity, since he wasn't a prominent figure during their legendary Appetite for Destruction era. Tracii also reflected on his time living with Axl Rose in the past during an interview on the Bad Decisions podcast with Scott Nathan. He described Axl as a responsible and solid roommate who was smart and knew right from wrong. Tracii spoke fondly of their friendship, highlighting their creative collaboration and camaraderie. However, he also recounted a turning point when Axl's behavior changed due to his struggle with manic depression. This shift was particularly noticeable when Axl's behavior became erratic after taking ecstasy. Tracii explained that he could no longer deal with the changes, as Axl's need for control over everything around him grew stronger. He recalled moments when Axl would dominate on stage, talking for extended periods during their performances, which left Tracii frustrated. This period marked the beginning of Axl's transformation into a more commanding figure, which, although resonated with many fans, left Tracii feeling alienated. Looking back on his time with Guns N' Roses in a 2007 interview, Tracii reflected that his continued presence in the band might have led to a more fiery version of Guns N' Roses, but he also acknowledged that Axl's unique ability to connect with audiences was a key factor in the band's success. Despite not having spoken to Axl since 1988, Tracii maintained that he didn't wish any ill upon him, though he found it difficult to handle the way Axl had spoken ill of him over the years. He also touched on Axl's tendency to sever relationships with those who didn't fully support him, which Tracii felt contributed to the tension between them. In a 2016 interview, Tracii was asked about the early days of Guns N' Roses and whether Axl was hard to work with. Tracii explained that he initially enjoyed being in the band, but as time went on, Axl's focus shifted from music to creating a larger-than-life persona. He admitted that the band became more about Axl's personal expression, which was both negative and positive at times. Despite the challenges, Tracii expressed continued support for Axl, particularly admiring his performance with AC/DC, a moment he found especially gratifying to witness. As for LA Guns, the band is gearing up to release their new album Leopard Skin on April 4, 2025. This marks a new chapter for LA Guns as they reunite with Cleopatra Records. The first single from the album, Taste It, was released in early February, accompanied by a music video directed by Jason Wish.